Alright, so this is going to be a best value as well as kind of like a best of, like when it's going to be the best tribute. So I'm going to show you what rating you need to have on each one at a 7-foot center. This will work for 7-1, 7-2, 7-3s for the most part. Like the speed and stuff might differ, but for the most part, it'd work for up 7s. Anything under is not my game. 6-11s I've tried messing around with. They don't seem good. 6 going to be universal. Pieces to this that's going to work for any build that you can think about, but a lot of this is going to be dependent on centers because it's going to be the way that it pulls up other attributes and stuff like that. Like I'm factoring in everything. Excuse me. I'm factoring in everything whenever I'm doing this. Like I'm factoring in like it's going to be, like I'm not going to say, hey, close shots best attribute is going to be drag it up. Close shot's going to get dragged up by post. So what I plan on doing is showing more what it's going to be like. Like, hey, this is going to be this. This is what's pulling it up, right? So it's like, when you pull the close shot up, you see how the post comes up. So, that's going to be my thing. Is I'm going to be showing you, like, hey, when I pull this up and this pulls up, and, like, why certain attributes is going to be better, less ratings, and whereas, like, others might be better at higher ratings because you don't have to worry about like some of the stuff, like if you go to 90, say you pull, close shot or post, say you go 80 post, it pulls close shot up to 80. Well, say you don't want to do that, but you want an 80 post. You could drop post down to 75, close shot down to 75, and then cap break the post. Up 5, up 2, up 1, whatever. And it doesn't bring that close shot up. So you actually save double points and not just the one. Like you don't just save the points for post, you actually save the post for close shot as well, which is vastly important because close shot and post are fairly costly on the center build. Alright, so with little to no further ado, alright, so in my opinion, 80 is going to be the best for close shot. There's plenty of people that's going to tell you 84 because the Paint Prodigy being silver. I mean, I don't feel one way or another about it. To be honest, like I've had it at 80, I have it at 85. Both of them feel the same. Like I can't really tell the difference when I'm in the paint because whoever's defense I'm going against is going to be the main factor. Like that badge isn't going to change the fact that, I'm going against like an 88, 89 interior defender. Like it's still going to miss. If I'm hitting the green, it's still going to hit the green. So I've heard people say, it should be 84. If you're teetering to where you're on like 82 or 83, yes, just go ahead and try to worm it up to 84. But 80 is going to be the min. Standing or use driving dunk. But if you're going to use it, it really should probably be around the 75 range. Um, I wouldn't even hate if it was at 80, just because of how weird the animations are in this game. Because the driving layup is gonna be tough, but for a big, I'd say 70. I'd say 70 is gonna be the value point if you want it. 75 could be good. But I don't like, to be honest, like I just don't use it. Like I rarely hit a driving ability, or I rarely do a driving layup, because if the driving dunk's not there on a 7-footer, I just stop and then just either pump fake and standing dunk or just kick it out. Like I don't really press too much on the driving lanes. Then leaving it up to the game to decide if you're driving layups high enough. Now driving dunk, I say 75. Now you can get value at 73 because of the first posterizer, but I say 75 is where you get the value and where you hit the criteria. Because this is where you're going to be hitting animations and all that fun stuff. Plus, driving dunk tends to be super cheap. In and of itself, like here it's costly because it's pulling up close shot, driving, standing, and all that. But in and of itself, it tends to be cheap. So 75 is where I like min on every build. I've tried a 70, didn't like it. I tried 73, didn't like it. 75 gives you the options. You can +5 it if you want. I don't think you'd need to. Boost though will get you there. Like boost will get you to 80 and you'll be fine. It'll get you into 80 animations and you'll be fine. Standing dunk is 90. Standing dunk is just plain 90. I wish I could go against like what a lot of people say about, you know, where it is on standing dunk, but it's gonna be on 90. Let me go ahead and max these attributes out down here. That way you can see. What it's gonna look like. Alright, so what some of these is gonna look like. Gain points. So that's always an option. But I got an 85 and he's just kind of slow. Like he still does the standing dunks and still kind of dunks on people. Like he's like at an 85 you still get it. It is value. Like this is where it's value at is 85 because you have the option to +5 it. Use your season reward pluses. I personally don't like it here. I don't think that's where it's optimal. I think it's optimal at 90 because there's just more explosion to it. Like there's more explosion to the hop. Now post, I see a lot of people say 87 because it gives you post up poet. I actually am a big fan of 90. I'm a very big fan of 90. I'm actually a big fan of 85 because you can drop the close shot down to 80 and put that at that, and then just +5 the post. That's what I have on one of my other builds. I have it at 85 and then +5, so I can +5 it and get it to 90. Because close shot and post both kind of take up so much tributes when it comes to a 7-foot center. But I like 90 because 90 is that perfect threshold to where if you're facing somebody that's got an 82 or an 85 interior, it gives you enough above them to where you'll start spin moving and stuff with a little bit more regularity. Because a lot of people like to reach their arms out, they like to try to do steal attempts, anticipating steals, and when they do that with a 90 post control, you can immediately just post them up, post spin them, and drive to the basket. Because the second they lose that, what I think is like 5% off their interior defense, that puts them at 80 or under, they're too far down. Like you're too much above them with that 90, and you just post spin them. And with the 75 drive and dunk, you just dunk all over their fucking face, and you're just like, why are you even here? Get good. And now, mid-range, honestly, is the hardest one to judge. Because I'll say this, three-pointer should be 80. Mid-range can honestly be anything from 75 to 93. It really just depends on you. Like, it could really be anywhere in there. Like, 80, you know, I have 85 on most of my builds, and I'll still hit 8 out of 10 post spins, you know, post fades, you know, or just plain mid-range shots, catch and shoots. It's really like just shot dependent. Like, if you have a good shot and you feel that your 80 can go, then you can go with it. But you could really save some points by going like a 75 here and just having like a 83, or just going 80 so you have that post fade phenom. I'll go ahead and say that. I'll say 80 is going to be like the base. 80 is where 80 is the best value. Now, three-pointer, you can drop it to 70, you can drop it down to 60. Like, I've seen people make them what they're doing and what they're using. So I say 80 because I feel like 80, with as much as they're currently changing the shooting kind of behind and underneath everybody's noses, I feel like 80 is a safe bet. Like, if you have 80 on your three-pointer, you can feel confident. You're like, hey, I got it. Like, no matter what, I got it. I might only be 50% because they're changing something, but like, I can feel confident taking threes. 70, like, this is going to make you to where you're like, don't go very high on their free throw. So when there's transition fouls and stuff like that, if you have the higher free throw, you will go shoot those free throws. So if you put your free throw up to 90 and you have guards that's not doing the same, and like you would legitimately probably get 5 extra points a game just because of the transition take fouls. Because there's not a lot of guards that have that free throw up. So for passing, let's see. We got passing is going to be preference. Okay, so 82 is the bare minimum. Let's just state that. 82 is going to be the bare minimum. But if you put it up all the way to 92, that's not a bad thing. I think it's a waste of points, me personally. I think it's a waste of points. But 87, and you can plug, and is going to be the best value. 82's minimum, 87's best value, because you'll get break starter on gold, but you're also could use a +5 if you wanted and get it to 92. So you would get all that, or you could just use a +2 and get the visionary up to silver. So most of my builds have 82 because I'm min passing, but 87 is best value. 87 passing's also when you start getting playmaker titles in your name. But see, the problem with it is it will bring up your ball handling up to 52, so you won't be able to do it. But if you go down to 82, then you can drop it down and keep it at 50. Now, ball handling. Alright, if you can max it, if you want to max it, you can. I think the value for this is going to be 50-50. I think that's where the value's at for a center. I mean, either way, like 50 is where it's at. Like you don't want it under that, to be honest, because when you catch a rebound, like the last thing you want is to catch a rebound and have a weird animation when you're trying to dribble it, and it bounces right into somebody who's just sitting there waiting to steal it. So having like a 50 ball handling, 50 speed with ball gives you a little bit more control when you come down with the rebound. Interior defense, min's 82. Value's 85 because of the gold off ball pest. That'll keep slashers from blowing past you. You know, the smaller builds from being able to really do anything. It'll allow you to play up on the perimeter against the smaller 6'9", 6'10 centers. So 85's value, 82 is going to be the min, and Intimidator is going to be the go-to. Intimidator with the block increase and the interior defense and the strength increased is going to get you to where even the pure inside centers is going to probably go like 50% trying to go up against you. Now again, you could go 82 and then +3 with the cat breakers. I'll go ahead and label it out. Cat breakers, I would say for standing dunk, post control, pass accuracy, block, and rebounding, as well as strength. Those are the ones, like, when I look at this, like, that's where I'm looking to put them, because that's the more costly areas. Now, if you just need one or two here or there, you can throw them wherever, but 82 is going to be the min for that. Max is going to be 85 interior. But, again, with the Intimidator, I've run 82, and with the Intimidator, I'm usually always at like level 2, level 3, so I'm always looking at an 86 anyway. So, but if you have 85, then you're looking at like a 92. You'd be a legitimate force guarding the paint. If you go higher, you go higher. That's cool. Like I don't mind. Like you can always go higher. Get up in that post lockdown. You know, if you want to go crazy, go up to 94, or if you want to go up to 89 and then plus 5 it to 94, like this is a place you could use it because it is costly. So you could go 85 and then use some of your cat breakers here because it is a costly area. I wouldn't, just because interior defense is kind of wacky and kind of weird. Okay, so rebounding is going to be 96. Is going to be both your min and your best value. That's where it's got to be. Go. And then you can go up to 99. Now, 94 is the min that I have because I can just add 2 to it. So say you already have Superstar 3, then you could just go 91. Excuse me. Save you a lot of points. And then just do the plus 5 and go up to 96. Me personally, I'm at 94 because I want to go plus 5 up to 99 and get the Legend Rebounder. So I can use the plus 1 on either Box Out Beast or to get Legend Pogo if I want to go really crazy. But I feel like 94 up to 99, Legend that, and then you can plus 1 Box Out Beast as well as get a Legend. So I believe that's where like the most value is. But either way, it needs to be at least be 96. Rather, if you don't anticipate you getting any cat breakers whatsoever, make it 96 right off the bat. If you're already Superstar 3, go ahead and go to 91 and just use your 6 to get it up. Or if you got a high driving dunk and it's cheaper, then go up. Oh, I missed standing. Now standing dunk, I will say I talked briefly about its needing to be 90 min. I will say its max can be 95 because getting half rise up and then having the ability to plus 1 it up to Legend. That's also why it's important that for this to get to 99. That's also why it's important for me to get this 99, so I have that free tier 1 cat breaker, and I can cat break that up to Legend Rise Up. Now there is debate. Offensive rebounding seems to be better than defensive rebounding. I'm a person who likes to swerve when everybody goes one way. So everybody's going the way of offensive rebounding because it seems to give you nice animations. You seem to hop. I'd prefer to have 99 or 96 defensive rebounding to counter the 96 offensive rebounding. And I have 75 offensive rebounding because usually theirs is like 80, 85, something like that. So I tend to just counter their strength while still having enough offensive rebound to counter their weakness. Now, if you go offensive rebounding, it's no knock on anything. It's just, it's more expensive. It is a benefit, it is beneficial to go offensive over defensive. I just don't believe it's beneficial for the point cost. I think it's close. I think it's up to you. It's a personal choice. I just know I'm horsing people with a 80 right now. So 75 would boost up to 80 animations. Like I can still horse people. But 96, to sum it all up real quick, 96. So I don't draw one. Speed needs to be maxed. Agility needs to be at least 55, but max it if you can, just for the sake of maxing it. Strength needs to be 90, but this can be plus whatevered. You can have it at 85 and then plus it up, or if you want to go like 86 and then just plus it up 4, that's fine, but that needs to be at least 90. There's Wemby builds that do well with like an 83. It's not the worst thing in the world, but I see him get bodied a lot. I see him get bodied a lot, especially post game and stuff like that. If you're gonna have post at 90, like they're gonna get bodied a lot, and it don't matter what your block rating is. Now block 84. Sorry, I forgot block. Block's gonna be 84. Or 83 and then plus it up, or 80 and plus it up, depending on which you want cap breaker. But 84 is where it needs to end up. Like that needs to be the last place it is. 84 or 85. But again, this is with Intimidator in mind. So you're getting a plus 5, plus 6, so you're getting up to a 90 anyway. But block is very weird this game. Like, it hadn't been great in other 2Ks as well. But it's like very, very weird in this because I've had games to where I'm getting 5, 6 blocks. And I've had games to where I should have had 5 or 6 blocks and I ended up with like 1. With an 85 and to cap break it up if you want to get high flyer up gold. That'll give you the ability to be able to +1 it to Hoff. So there's some versatility there. But 84 is going to be the 84 is going to be the value. I would say 80 is probably the min. I probably wouldn't go under 80. Vert is also going to be 83. Now, 80 is going to be the min. 83 is going to be the value because that gets you Hoff Pogo, and it's going to get you Hoff Rise Up. Well, I guess it just gets you Hoff Pogo, but it gets you Hoff. Tier defenses, you're gonna have to jump. Otherwise, they're just gonna get easy points. So, plus rebounding, it really, really helps because with the 83 and you getting the Hoff Pogo, if they go to block, or if you go to block and then the miss, it gives you a chance to actually gather and then get the rebound. Whereas gold kind of has a nasty habit of, okay, you went to block and then it bounced off and then they just go right back and get it. Like your feet's not set, so there's But yeah, anyway, this is going to be it. There might be some things you disagree on. Maybe, things make you think, hey, he don't know what the hell he's talking about. This is going to be a long video. It's 33 minutes. But I wanted to try to explain this. Like, I'm not great at doing this. I got 4 or 5 center builds, and 2 of them right now is like top of the top in the rec. So I feel like it's worth noting that like it's my builds are good, like they're doing well because I'm not the best player in the world, and like I'm still outscoring, out rebounding, and like out percentaging other centers at 7'3", 6'10", 6'9", like everything in between. And it's not that I'm necessarily better than them. My build is just good enough to where it's easy enough to do. So with a little common sense and not being terrible at the game, you can figure it out. But I appreciate anybody who watches the video, checks it out, man. I greatly appreciate it. I just wanted to put something together because I see people doing what's best value for builds, but they're doing all of them, and it's not really like center in mind. It's more guard in mind thresholds for them. So I wanted to come out with a one that was thresholds with a center in mind, like a true 7-footer. Again, maybe you agree, maybe you disagree. I'll make sure the comment section's opened. You can adjust, you can adjust it or put a note in there. But if you're trying to go and do the most and cover the most, like these are the thresholds that you can put it at, and it's successful. And actually have, like versatility, as you can see on this build. Like this isn't just something that I'm saying and I'm putting up for a video. Like I legitimately have a build in and I have VC on it. Like I put my money where my mouth is. I truly believe in it. I got strength down 85 so I can +5 it up to 90. I got that so I can +5 it to 99. I got that there so I can +1 it to 84. I have that on 87 where I said the best value is. 85, 80. I got that on 85 so I can +5 it up to 80 or up to 90. Standing dunk is just me being extra so I can +1 that up to 95 and get half rise up and then 1 legend it. But 75, like I said, 55 driving, 80 that. But yeah, obviously perimeter needs to be 62 because you get the immovable enforcer. That one's kind of basic. I feel like everybody knows that one. Strength, I feel like you can min it if you're going to want strength, then 60 is going to be where you want it. You want an interceptor. But that's going to be it. So, sorry, it's kind of nothing but a yapathon, but hopefully it kind of helps. And hopefully like seeing me do it versus just pointing out like the stat after it's already at that point helps show the builder. So maybe it explains it and kind of breaks it down better. Again, it's going to be a long video, man. It's a 37-minute video. So if you want to watch it at 2x speed, mute the volume, I understand. But again, man, it's always appreciated, man. Y'all take it easy. Y'all have the best day that y'all can. And try to have a little bit of fun with it, man. Even 2K, man, it's still a game. Gotta have fun.